Okay, so far we have tested our potassium and our phosphorus and found them both to be high. Our final test is our nitrogen. So we're going to take our extracted solution and we're going to add half a gram of nitrogen powder. And what we're going to do now is shake this, okay? And we're going to wait a little while. It says here to wait for 5 minutes for a pink color to develop. So we're going to shake this and wait for a pink color to develop. Now, meanwhile, while I'm shaking this and letting it sit, we're going to go ahead and look at our pH. So this is our pH, and here's our pH scale that we're going to check this with. And you can see, what color does that match up with, Aubrey?
Purple.
And that means our pH is what number?
8.
8.0. Now, remember, we are growing potatoes. So potatoes right here, they like a more acidic soil. And if we check our scale, our soil is measuring way up here, like 8.0. And our potato likes it down here, around 4.8 to 5.4. So, is it good, Aubrey, to put our potatoes in this soil if the measurement of the pH is 8.0?
No.
No, our soil is not good for potatoes. So we're going to have to add gypsum or aluminum sulfite. And I just so happened to have picked some of that up from Rhodes Garden Center because I had a feeling our soil would need to be acidified. So we're going to show you later how to add that to your soil. So we have to wait and come back to test this nitrogen. That's going to be our final test.
Stop it.
Just pause it. Okay, so this is our final test. This is our nitrogen test, and you can see that this is barely even matching the color for trace for nitrogen. It's like a barely like kind of a pinkish peach color there. So what this is indicating is that our nitrogen is very low. So as a result of our testing, here's what we know. We know that our pH is 8.0, our nitrogen is low, very low, trace. Phosphorus is very high and potassium is high. What do we need? Well, for our potatoes, 4.8 to 5.4, we need to add aluminum sulfate, and that's going to bring our garden pH, or garden soil pH down. We also need a fertilizer with a lot of nitrogen. Remember, the first number here is going to represent nitrogen. So something like urea would measure at 4600. We do not need to add potassium or phosphorus, and we wouldn't want to add that because that would create an excess of those nutrients in the soil. Now, if you're wondering like why K is used for potassium, again, Latin words are used on that periodic table of the elements, and the Latin word for potassium was kaolin, and that's why you use a K. Also, it would be confusing if you put a P for potassium and a P for phosphorus. So phosphorus gets the P, and potassium gets the K. So NP and K, those are the abbreviations for those nutrients. And again, testing really helps because it allows you to see what you have in your soil to start with, and then make the changes that you need to make. So we're going to lower pH and add nitrogen, and hopefully that'll create a good environment for our potatoes. Thanks again for watching. See ya.